The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I remember I had, when I was living in Westchester, this is going back like 15 years. So I was living in White Plains, and in about half hour away was a community called Mount Kisco. Mount Kisco had a little Orthodox shul/kiruv place called Mount Kisco Hebrew Congregation. And they called me up. They said, Rabbi, we heard you could play guitar, and we're having a Hebrew school graduation, and we want you to come and, play guitar, tell some stories, to help, enhance the graduation. So I said, I'm happy to come, happy to tell stories. I said, but I don't really play guitar. Like, I can strum a little bit, I can finger pick a little bit, but like really, I don't really know how to play. Nah, it's okay. They're just kids, the little kids. They don't know the difference anyway. It's fine. Just come. Like, what are they, no big deal. I'm like, no, but I really don't play. And they're like, yeah, don't worry, just bring the guitar. You'll strum a little bit. And I was just like, oh my gosh, fine. So I said, okay. And now I'm like thinking about this trip, and I'm like about going up to this thing and making the trip and playing. And I'm like, part of me kept saying, like, I don't know if I should do this. Like, I should back out. Even when I was driving up, I remember thinking to myself, like, I'm really not much of a guitar player. I'm not a guitarist. And I kept thinking, maybe I should back out. Maybe I shouldn't. Trying to find ways to end this thing, because I knew that I don't have what it takes. I know I didn't. I wasn't being hard on myself. I know I don't play guitar, period. Anyway, I get up there, and I kept telling myself along the way, every time I doubted and wanted to sabotage it and wanted to end it, I kept telling myself, you know what? It's fine. It's just kids. Just kids. Just kids. Just kids. What's the big deal? I get up there, and I stand in front of the audience. It's kids and their parents and their grandparents. Now I'm standing in front of adults, right, who are not tone deaf, and they know whether I can play or not. And I'm like, I can't believe I have to do this right now, right? And then I look at the front of the audience right before I start, and who's sitting in the front? Some of you may know this, some of you not know. Paul Shaffer, the musical director for the David Letterman show, is in the front row. And I'm like, what is going on here exactly? Right? And I had to do what I had to do. And I played and I told some stories. I did the best I could. And afterwards I said, so Paul, what do you think? How'd I do? He goes, you're really not much of a guitarist, He said, but, I'll never forget what he said. He said, but don't let that get in the way of what you're trying to do. So you're not much of a guitarist, but don't let that get in the way of what you're trying to do. Sometimes in life, legitimately, just like me and my guitar, did I actually have the skill to do it? The answer is no, I did not. Do we always have it within us to overcome every challenge at the moment that the thing begins? Not necessarily. Does that mean that we can't develop it? Of course we can.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org